Well, it seems my complaints yesterday had some effect, and the Bridgewater crew have done it again at BCA because my Suzuki Swift has just been dropped off. So this is the Suzuki Swift, for those of you joining new, that I ordered as a little toy for myself to join my mate Lee at some track days with. I wanted something that was going to cost me peanuts to buy, peanuts to run, and if I pranged it I could just throw it away. So we've got this from BCA auctions for £1,000 I think, plus the fees it was £1,300. But on the 8th of December I booked the delivery, and it's now the 21st of December and I've only just received the car because there's been various issues with it getting to me. But they have just delivered it on a big transporter all on its own. The chap said he's come all the way from Bridgewater with just this car on a transporter to me. So fair play to him. They obviously went out of their way to get me the car because they put it on a transporter all on its own. So we're going to have a little look around the car and see what's what, see what we can spot. I haven't driven the car yet, the battery's dead on it, and I haven't got my jump pack here. So I've got a new battery on the way anyway because I think the battery is dead, and I want to have some fun in this, so I don't want to hang around. I'm just going to put a new battery in it straight away. First impressions I'm saying as I walk around it is in its better condition than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting some really faded panels, really beat up because it was a grade 5, but looking at it I think it's perfectly acceptable for a car of this age. There's a few bits and bobs, there's a little bit of scuffing down there, you could touch him. The bonnet does look maybe a little, I don't know, it just needs a good buff I think actually. We've got a problem going on with the bumper here. This is broken and sticking out a bit, that's nothing I can't fix. Get some fiberglass in, tidy that up, tighten it in there, or maybe even live with it for the moment because it is just for me to have fun with. Down the side of the bodywork is actually quite dent free, there's a few minor ones, a little bit of wear through there. Alloy there is in really good nick, no curbing at all on that. This alloy's got some curbing on it, a bit of tyre off here, quite a chunk of tyre off there, and these alloys are quite scuffed up. On the other side, that front alloy's got a bit of a scuff on it, but overall the rest of it's actually pretty good, and this back one's really good again. So to be honest, I could probably, if I could find the exact paint, I could just paint a pair of wheels, stick them on those front ones, and we'd be good to go. But I don't know if we can find out what the paint code on those is. There might be a nutter out there who knows that, so that would be helpful to know if it is the case. Headlights are really faded, but we know we can sand those down, buff those out and make those look like new. So actually overall bodywork wise I'm fairly happy. Something strange going on down here. Again, those of you who had Swifts might know what the score is. We've got one exhaust pipe out here, and we've got one tucked in there. So I don't know which one's further, whether that's too far forward or whether this one's too far back. I don't know what that's all about. We'd have to get under to sort that out. Yeah, interior wise, it's not massively dirty. What we got underneath here? Got a little bit of water ingress in there, but not much. Considering how much it's been raining recently, and this car's probably been sat in a yard, it's probably not too bad. I thought the Sport was supposed to be red. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was supposed to be red, but yeah, someone maybe comment to me on that. Going to the interior of the car, it's actually not that bad. The seats are in really good condition, back seat and front seat, so apart from that obvious wear on the bolster there, the actual condition of the seats is really good, and I can see why that happens because they're quite firm and they sit up high, so as you get in and out they're going to be beat up all the time. Inside we knew the stereo was missing already, that's no biggie, but the actual trim itself is in good nick, so I'm happy with that. I'll have a little look in the engine bay. Bonnet's got some bad paint, this could do with repainting, it's got no real gloss to it at all. Got some sanding marks in it, so but that wouldn't be a big hardship to repaint that if I decided to, which I'm not because I've got too much. On my plate, haven't I, guys? So don't worry, Ian. I've not stopped on a 500. I've stopped for a split second to have a look at this. K&N stickers everywhere, but at least it's not a induction kit. It is a panel filter, which means we're keeping the proper design. Let's have a look at the oil level. We are on a slope here, so we're not going to be able to tell 100%, but I just want to look at the colour of it. It's not bad. Not bad, colour seems alright. Coolant is just under full, so that's alright. I say this battery is dead I think. Isn't that supposed to have a green light in it? I think that's dead, that battery. The rest of it looks in good nick. We've got, I did notice a small crack in the bumper down here, just behind that. But I have to be honest guys, for the money, I'm happy with that. Now what I need to do is sort out the battery situation and go for a drive, because we know that the biggest risk is really the gearbox. Is what I keep getting told on these, is the gearbox. So if this has been binned off at auction, it's most likely that's what it's for. So we need to get it up and running as soon as possible and take it for a quick spin and find out whether that's the case or not. But overall, like I say, as it stands at this moment in time before driving it, I'm happy with that for the money. Right, before it gets too dark guys, let's take this little Suzuki for a spin and see what we think. Starting up okay. It'll have to be a quick spin, I've got a lot on. I won't talk about the Peugeot at the moment, I haven't covered that yet. Right. The lights on. So what we're looking out for first is, we read that report, didn't we? See if the brakes are any good. And we'll see if it overheats. We'll see if there's any problems with this seat or not. And we'll see if it lives up to any of its hype for handling prowess. I'm not expecting it to be particularly quick, because it's only like a 10 second, what is it, 8 second to 60 car. So I'm not expecting it to be quick by any stretch of the imagination, but I am expecting it to handle well. And based on its recommendations, it should be a lot of fun as well. That's what I'm looking for. So first things, people worried about the gearbox. Well, I've just gone through all the gears without any problems whatsoever. So that is a major tick. I know I had a lot of people saying that the gearbox could be problematic on these. So yeah, that's a major tick. It seems to be revving freely enough. We haven't started to get any temperature on the gauge yet. Suspension seems alright, no knocks and bangs to the suspension. Interior, doesn't seem to be too much in the way of rattle, there's a little bit. Suspension is pretty stiff, but I expected that with those low profile tyres. As I said, picking up nicely, we're into 5th now. We're just coming up to 60 mile an hour and 3,000 revs, so it's geared quite highly. Or is it low? I don't know which is the right, high or low. But basically I wouldn't want to be on a dual carriageway on it, because I imagine 70 mile an hour is going to be 4,000 revs or near enough. So it'd be quite noisy and quite uneconomical, I would have thought. Rides over those potholes not too badly. No engine warning lights, no management warning lights, nothing like that at all. Steering's nice, seat's comfy. I'm not getting any movement, I'm rocking the seat, you can't see this, but I'm rocking the seat. I'm not getting any movement out of the seat, so I don't know what that was all about. Gosh, this is keen to go, I tell you guys. The one thing about that highly geared 5th is that you put your foot down, it's like being in 3rd. It just wants to take off again. Could do with a better engine note. I know I don't like the old cone filters, but maybe a better exhaust. It hasn't really got much in the way of engine note or noise to it. Just getting used to it a little bit before I start flinging it through the corners. I'll tell you what, it keeps completely flat. There's no body roll. Now, one of you subscribers did put some comments down and left me a long list of stuff that they did on these. I thought it was just a Swift with a bigger engine, but they were telling me that the actual chassis, sorry, the frame of the car had some extra supports welded into it, some extra bracing and so forth welded into it, as well as the different suspension and so forth. I was quite impressed with the long list of stuff they did to actually make these handle better. I thought it was purely, like I say, just a bigger engine. It's very eager to keep on going in 5th gear. I'd say 60 mile an hour, 3,000 revs, but you could easily be mistaken. I keep going for a 6th gear. It's almost like I'm in 3rd or 4th. I keep going for a 6th gear on it. Right, temperature, engine temperature's got up to halfway now. We'll see if that gets any hotter between now and getting back. It does handle well, guys. There is 0 body roll. There's no understeer. It just threads stuff together so nicely. Oh, I'm impressed with that. Like I say, the engine's not very characterful, but the chassis is brilliant. Tight turning circle. Let's spin it round and go back through those bends again. Doesn't seem to get any quicker revving it hard. There doesn't seem to be like a power band anywhere in particular. So thread this corner through. On the brakes through this corner. Not exceeding the speed limit on any of those, by the way, guys, so those of you worried. Oh my goodness, this handles well, guys. It absolutely corners. I know I said it before, totally flat. There's no understeer. I don't know the tyres on this are even that good to make a tyre. Oh, that's good. This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. I think it's one of those cars, it reminds me a lot of my 106 Rally. It's not fast, 0 to 60. If you pull away from a junction or you were trying to race someone from standstill, you'd be absolutely eaten alive. Once you're up and running and you get into some corners, they are going to struggle to keep up with you, whatever they've got under the bonnet. I can see exactly what Mr. Tiffin Adele was talking about now. Guys, if we bought a car from BCA that isn't a dog, is that possible? Something that out the tin we can go out and enjoy. I mean, what did I say? I said I'd like something that I can just use the MOT that's on it, go out and enjoy it. Someone give me an early Christmas present, because the brakes are fine, and I had a little peek through earlier and it almost looks to me like someone's put some discs and pads on this. I need to double check, but the brakes are wicked. No problem with the brakes at all. This seat, I've been flinging this car around and this seat has not budged an inch, so there's nothing wrong with the seat. I've got no warning lights on the dash, as I said, nothing like that at all. I just need a 6th gear. I wonder if the later ones had a 6th gear. I could do with a 6th gear. But for the money I paid, this is a lot of fun. This is what some people pay for 2 months flipping car payments on their lease car, do you know what I mean? This is going to be good fun on a track. You're not going to be the fastest car there, but you're going to be carrying some serious speed through the corners. You're going to be back up over the back side of stuff when you get through a set of corners, I tell you. If I put on this some sticky rubber, I don't think I need to do any more. Maybe some green stuff pads or something like that, some vented front discs, stop them getting overheated. But if I stick some sticky rubber on, something like that, maybe an exhaust, just to try and release a little bit of sound out of the engine, because it is too quiet. I don't want to do an induction kit really, because they're a bit heavy and they can lose your power. With this, I think it's 125 brake horsepower. We don't want to do anything that's going to potentially lose it power. But a nice exhaust makes it sound a little bit more fruity as you down blip through the gears. Might be a bit of fun. Now, I've driven Mini Coopers. I've had Mini Cooper S and Mini Cooper. I have to say, I think probably the Mini Cooper, I like it. You are sitting a little bit, So you are sitting a little bit high. The only criticisms I have is you're sitting a little bit high on it. It's like you feel like you're sitting on it rather than in it. Whereas you get one of the Mini Coopers and your bum's close to the ground, you feel like you're a bit more in touch with the car kind of thing. So if you could lower the base of this seat down, maybe get like if I'm going to track it, maybe get more of a race style seat, get your bum down a bit further, or just get underneath, cut down the runners a little bit or something like that to try and lower the seat down. I think that would make a lot of difference. It's a bit like a Fiat 500 Bath, you're sitting on top of it a little bit, but it is good fun and it handles very well. Well, I best get back to the uni and get on with work. I've got too much on to be playing with my own toys, haven't I? But what I will do is say drive it home and back a few times now and see what my thoughts are on it and give you a bit more feedback. Hopefully I haven't jinxed myself. Well, even for a short run, that was a lot of fun. I am not disappointed as it stands right now, but I will reserve my final judgment until I've driven it for a few more days.